Okay, it has been far too long since I've recorded a video, and today I'm going to be recording a video on currently what is my favourite game in Roblox, which is Dragon Ball Final Remastered. Now, I've made videos on this game in the past, but they've not been anything really constructive or have a set structure to the video. It would just be me playing the game, and I gave a review way back when there was levels in the game. I gave a review way back then, but today what we're going to be doing on Dragon Ball Final Remastered, I'm going to be giving my opinions on things I think should be added to the game. Now, I got this idea completely from MadDb, so don't think that this is like something that I've came up by myself. I'm going to put MadDB's channel in the description, and I'll also put it up on screen just now. He makes really good videos, well-structured videos. But yeah, anyway, as you've seen by the title, this is going to be 5 things. He done 5 features to be added to the game, but I'm going to be doing 5 things. That's including a variety of different things put into one video that I think should be added to Dragon Ball Final Remastered. Thank you guys for 1k subs. I've got that like over a month ago now, but I've not had that many videos uploaded, so I'm still going to be saying thank you for 1k subs. It doesn't feel real to even make it to 1k. But yeah, sorry about this intro being so long. Let's just hop straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing I would like to see added to Dragon Ball Final Remastered, I have a notepad open, so I'm going to obviously be reading off the notepad for the 5 things that I want added to the game. And the first thing is a ranked / PvP mode. Now this could be stockpiled up with more like tournaments and things with universes. But I do think adding a ranked / PvP mode would really benefit the game. Primarily because the game, there's not a lot of PvE or just content other than training to actually do in this game. Once you reach Super Saiyan Blue Evo, or the max transformation for your race, you've sort of did it all. You've sort of done everything in the game. Everything after that is just training. So I think it would be a good idea if they could just add some sort of PvP game mode, which could actually allow people to show their skill in PvP. They could do this either by putting everyone to a set power level, but obviously this might not work due to the fact that people have different builds and obviously stat requirements for different skills. So I think it would be good to just put it together via stuff like power level. So I guess you have to be 50 mil plus power level to go in ranked, and every 10 mil or something you get put in a different division for ranked, or just something along those lines, so that people aren't going in ranked with like 50 mil going up against someone with 1 bill power level. You'd be ranked against people that are similar in power level to you, instead of going off wins, because anyone with a low power level probably won't win most of their matches. But yeah, any sort of PvP game mode or just anything PvP related would be really good. I don't think the combat does need to be a bit changed a little bit, because it is a bit janky, but I like the way the combat is. I just really want to be able to fight more people that aren't like 10 mil power level. Next, we have something that goes into PvP again, and that's a higher stamina cap. I think having 500 stamina max for everything apart from Kaioken, I think having 500 stamina is pretty good. It allows people to not spam vanishes and all that sort of stuff. It allows people to not constantly be blocking. I like the stamina cap being at 500, but I know that the devs have said they don't want mastery added, but I think adding either just making the stamina cap higher so we can stay in Kaioken for longer, or adding a way so that we can master Kaioken so that barely drains stamina to not draining stamina at all, possibly. Because I feel it's a bit weird how, obviously, hate to bring like anime and manga into it, but in the manga and anime, Goku masters Kaioken and it has like no stamina drain at all at the lower stages. Obviously still has stamina drain, but it's barely anything. But in this Kaioken, if you're attacking or fighting with people, obviously it does again come down to skill and how you use Kaioken, but if you're the average Joe Schmo going about the game, fighting with Kaioken's practically useless. You can last like 10-20 seconds if you're fighting with while vanishing and stuff like that, and using attacks. That's one thing. I think ki should not affect stamina. When you use a move with Kaioken on, it would just like drain your stamina like crazy, which I think is a bit weird. I don't know if that was intentional, probably is because it hasn't been changed. I think that might need a bit of a change, but that's really about it for the increased stamina cap. I think the ki is fine, so I don't think an extra or an increased ki cap is needed, but I do think an extra stamina cap would be good. I think it'd be good if we got an increased stamina cap. Next, we have more non-canon / fan-made forms. Now, I've seen a lot of mods for Dragon Ball games, and I've seen a lot of fan animations for Dragon Ball, and the forms that they seem to come up with is really cool. Now, one of the ones that I really like is from Mastar Media, I'm pretty sure their name was, with the Omni form for the characters. I think this form is sick, and it would genuinely be a really good game pass, because they could also obviously cover other things in that sort of the Mastar Media like universe thing. I don't know, but they could also cover stuff like that. I think more non-canon forms is a must-have, especially with the fact that currently the game passes that we have, Super Saiyan 5 and Savior from Heaven, are cool. Obviously having the Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff with Super Villainous mode and all that. I think these are cool, but I feel like we need more transformations that are strong. Like, I'm not saying that Super Saiyan 5 and Savior from Heaven are weak, per se, but I do think that they're weaker than Evo, which I want something that like rivals Evo, just so it's, you know, you can have multiple choice for what you want your like quote-unquote max form to be. This also comes into play with different forms for different races, because right now Saiyans have so many forms, and other races they have like human has what? Apart from Mystic, human has 4 forms. Saiyans have, well, Saiyans have a lot of forms. Saiyans have a lot of forms. I know it's hard to obviously, you know, get forms in the game for other races, since the other races canonically haven't shown any proper forms, but it's just been a cool thing to add more non-canon and fan-made forms. Now, this is a big one. I think the Trunk Sword needs a severe rework. I think the combos are fine, to be honest. I think the Trunk Sword, if you're fighting with it, looking outside of how cool it looks a bit mid, but going outside of how cool it looks, I think Trunk Sword is definitely a better pack to get than the Keyblade. But in my opinion, I prefer to go for the cooler things, the things that look the coolest. So I went for the Keyblade before the Trunk Sword. The Trunk Sword is really cool. I'm not going to take that away from it. The Trunk Sword is really cool, but I feel like it just does need that rework, and also the Sword of Hope that Trunks used in Dragon Ball Super, since the Keyblade has been revamped and reworked and that sort of stuff. And it's also getting the Key Safe possibly in the next update. I really hope it's out in the next update, because then I'll actually voice crack, bloody hell. Then I'll actually use the Keyblade again. I don't really use it that often. But yeah, that was just a really quick thing, but I think that is a definite main thing that I would like to see in the game. And last but not least, something again to go with how cool things look, we need hair shading. Now, hair is apparently possibly getting animated in the next update as well, which I cannot wait for animated hair. But animated hair is cool and all, and it looks so cool, and will definitely be something that I'm going to enjoy. The only thing is the hairs on their own, if I quickly, oh, oops, that was turning down my power. If I quickly turn this to day, you can sort of see what I mean, where the hair looks plasticky almost. It doesn't look, it looks weird. Super Saiyan God is a very, very good example of plasticky hair. Like, I love Super Saiyan God as a form, but the hair, it looks plasticky. I think you guys get the gist of it. It looks really plasticky. You can see it from the hair there. It's a bit more matted, but especially with Super Saiyan God, as you can see, that matte turns into like an actual like shine. It's like a plastic shine. It looks, it just looks weird. It looks off to me. But if you don't know what I mean by hair shading, I'm gonna quickly go fly over to Goku and sort of show you what I mean by hair shading. Alright, here we are at Goku. Kind of hard to see. I'll actually quickly turn it to day for you guys. Kind of hard to see it at noon. But do you see the hair, how it's like black in the center? It sort of goes out to the dark gray. It's got that shading. It's got shading in it. And it looks really, really nice. They also have it in the starter menu. I also think they should add Goku's face. I think that face looks really nice. I think they should probably, you know, add that face in. But you can sort of see it there. It's black, then it goes out into like a dark gray. That's hair shading. If I quickly reset on the customization menu, they also have hair shading. Goku and Vegeta, they're in Super Saiyan 2, but they have hair shading on it. So it shows that they do have the models, at least for Goku and Vegeta's hair, they do have the models for hair shading. Here it is. This is what I mean by hair shading. The lines, and it also has a better model. I'm going to quickly switch to Goku's hair real quick, and I'll hop back into the game and show you hair shading on Rose, because Rose actually does have hair shading. It's the only hair, I think, I've not went through every single form and every single hair, but I think it is the only hair that has actual hair shading. So, transform into Rose. As you can see, it looks a lot better. Like, the hair with the hair shading, the model, I don't know if the model's any different or not. I'll quickly come under here. I don't know if the model's any different or not to normal Rose, or normal Blue, should I say. But they have the lines on it. It looks so good. It genuinely looks so much better than it not having the lines. Hair shading is such a big thing, I think, for Dragon Ball games, because not many Dragon Ball games actually add hair shading. I actually cannot remember the last Dragon Ball game I played, other than, like, obviously the AAA, like, proper official Dragon Ball games. Can't remember the last one that had hair shading in it. Hair shading, in my opinion, is probably one of the biggest things, for me, at least, when it comes to customization, because, like I showed you with Super Saiyan God in the anime looks sick, but in this game it looks awful, because it's all plasticky and stuff. Adding this hair shading, it doesn't have that plasticky shine to it, but it also has the lines on it. It looks so much better than without it. Sorry for this video being so extremely long. When it's edited, it will probably end up being like 10 minutes plus. Sorry about that. Like, genuinely, I don't know why this video is so long, but this is just 5 things as a whole I think should be added or changed in Dragon Ball Fighter Remastered. Dragon Ball Fighter Remastered is by far probably one of the best Dragon Ball games ever, to be perfectly honest. Since it has nice combat. It's obviously not the best combat in the world. It's got nice combat. The transformations are sick. The animations are sick. The effects are also really nice. This game has so much potential, and I know it's still in the beta stages, which is crazy to think because of how long it's been out. Still in the beta stages, I understand that, but I do think these are some things that do need to be added. Obviously, I didn't want to state the obvious stuff, like obviously we need new transformations and the canon ones that we've seen, like Legendary Super Saiyan, stuff like that. Obviously, we need them. But I didn't want to state the obvious and start talking about them. I'm going in a rant. I'm going to cut myself up from going on a ginormous rant. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bloody hell, I cannot speak. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.